there's a lot of things to be and become in this lifetime, but being a bitch ain't one of them. Being a bitch for me, that wasn't even on the fucking list. You gotta understand that being a bitch is just being the contrary or the polarity of what you should be being. So when you tell yourself, I gotta clean my room, or I gotta quit smoking, and you don't do it, you're being the polarity of your best self, meaning you're a fucking bitch. So if you're not being that highest version all the time, maxing out those energy expenditures, then you're gonna stay the fucking same low level piece of shit that is not gonna divinely anoint and ordain himself to becoming the highest version of yourself. Now, when you become the highest version of yourself, you start to express yourself in a different manner, and you're gonna fluctuate on a different degree of gratitude, just everything, every energy expenditure, just every emotion just intensified. You're gonna naturally just grow. You're gonna start seeing yourself do stuff that you don't normally do. You're gonna see yourself act in a way you don't normally act, and then that's gonna be your new normal. So instead of feeling like a bitch and feeling negative, instead of feeling lazy, instead of giving into addictions, you're gonna be the polarity because you divinely anointed yourself to being that highest version of yourself. Now, to conclude that, we need to understand, how do we become the highest version of ourselves? Now, if I want to put it in one word, I mean 3 words, don't be a, okay, that's four. That's four. Hold up. If I'm gonna put this in one sentence, if I'm gonna put it in one sentence, don't be a bitch. That's what being your higher self is. And most of us, we don't know what being a bitch is because we never had the example of not seeing a bitch. Most of us grew up in a family, and the head of the household was a fucking bitch. And the more you expand to your higher self, the more you'll come to the realization that most people are bitches. Even the strong, buff guy in the gym, all of them, if they're not maxing out every single level, every single energy expenditure, if they're not maxing out themselves all the time, then they're fucking pussies, because that's all reality is supposed to do. It's to allow you to grow, expand in every meta field, in every field, physical, metaphysical, it doesn't fucking matter. You should be expanding drastically, increasing and compounding that expansion and being better all the time. I mean, it's simple. Everything is a skill. Everything you do is a skill. Are you really bad at hurting yourself? Or, I mean, are you really good at hurting yourself? Or are you really bad at helping yourself? These are the questions you need to ask. You need to reveal and unveil that fucking pot that you've been leaving just burning on the stove for all this time. Now, you choose your path. If you want to walk the path of being a fucking bitch, you want to go the easy way, you don't want to take the hard route because you don't know what the fucking result's going to be, you do that. But don't be getting envious and don't be getting jealous when we pull up and we are what you want to be. Now, we're going to keep on being us, and it's not an egotistical thing. We're driven by universal consciousness. We're embodying that higher self. We're not operating on a physical spectrum. We are the spectrum. Now, if you don't understand that, you got some learning to do. But for you, a moment of silence. You can learn a lot from nature. When you look around you, all you see is green and growth. Now, you take green and growth and apply it to your life, and your life gets a lot of fucking better. Your life gets way fucking better. So, let's listen to me and look at nature and ask ourselves, instead of compromise ourselves, we're going to ask ourselves, how could we have green and how could we grow? Now, you ask yourself that question and you be truthful with yourself, so you're not going to lie to yourself and say vaping isn't bad. You're not going to lie to yourself and saying getting high to avoid my pain isn't bad. You're going to tell yourself the fucking truth. If I quit this addiction, I'll grow. If I quit this, if I don't do this, I'll grow. I'll grow massively, and I'll just be inducing massive amounts of self-improvement into myself, absorbing the highest amount of energy that I can accumulate daily. Now, sometimes we go up and we come back down. But being a man is knowing how to face the downs. If you are growing rapidly, you'll also face challenges. Don't think that you're losing. In essence, that feeling is love. You're losing when you make the wrong choice. If you're making the right choice and you feel some apathy, some guilt, some shame, you say, fuck that. You pull out of your body, you hit a couple push-ups, you get the fuck out that shit right now. If you're not doing that, you fucking sit in the corner, you meditate. You hit that shit like it's nothing. We meditate every day. What you talk? Visualization, imagination. We utilize every metaphysical tool, every metaphysical tool that God gave us to divinely anoint ourselves to accumulating and manifesting every single desire that we want and need to acquire to evolve into the highest expression of self. So you decide who you're gonna be, and that's it. Peace.